Hold on. Hey, the countdown was going, Paul, and the broadcast hadn't started, but now we're on. And you know what's cool?
What's that?
It's 2022. You know what that means?
We're on.
We're definitely on. Absolutely. First episode of 2022. And we're going to talk about new releases because there's a whole lot of movies coming out this year.
So many.
Nothing like the timing of things not going as planned, but hey, we are live and we are here tonight. Once again, welcome to Real to Real Talk. My name is Sergio Barrera. I am very pleased to be here at the start of a brand new year with my co-Real to Real Talker, Paul Britton. Paul, Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year to you, Sergio.
I hope you had a good holiday season and that you are ready. Well, we were here last week, but so I know you're ready. But I'm ready for a look forward as we take a moment to look at what 2022 holds. But like I said, as I started, Happy New Year to you and yours.
Yeah, man. Just excited to talk about movies for another year with you.
Yeah.
That's like really going to be the highlight of the year.
Looking forward to it as always. We have some special surprises planned throughout the next several months. Some things we're going to be trying out, but it's always about movies. And Paul, we talked about using this episode as an opportunity to look forward because one of our earliest episodes that you and I did, we actually took a look at an entire slate of movies for 2020, if I remember correctly. What was to come and so forth. And I'm excited to do that again for this year. Yeah, we'll also be taking a moment to review a real quick review on a movie called The Lost Daughter. So those of you joining us tonight, we appreciate you being here. Happy New Year to all of you. Paul, it's hard to not ask the question, what are you looking forward to in 2022? So talk to me about how you want to do this, because we can go month to month. We can do highlights. What do you think?
I think just to manage my crazy brain, let's go straight down the list and be like, oh, there's one that I want to see.
Yeah, but I will do this to you because I'm curious, because there's so many. Is there one that you're like, this is the year I've waited for because this movie's going to come out?
See, so in 2020, the movie at the time was The French Dispatch, because Wes Anderson is my favorite filmmaker. So anytime he has a movie coming out, that's going to be number one on my list. And then in 2021, it was The French Dispatch again because it wasn't released.
Yeah, no kidding.
The tough thing is that it's hard to get too excited about anything that's not Marvel right now. Honestly, it's because Marvel, they do a really good job of being like, hey, this is what's coming out, and it's definitely coming out. And, we know what Marvel is going to be giving us for the next, 5 years, basically.
Right.
But everything else is just kind of like, well, I don't know. I know Wes Anderson doesn't have a movie coming out this year. I know my second favorite filmmaker, Paul Thomas Anderson, doesn't have a film coming out this year. And I know my third favorite filmmakers, the Coen brothers don't have a film coming out this year.
Sure.
So it's like, I know Martin Scorsese has something coming out, but I hated The Irishman so much that I'm hesitant to be excited about what he's got coming.
Understandable.
Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe a remake of The 13th Warrior.
Or its sequel, The 14th Warrior. Long waited for. I guess for myself, as I was doing my research for this episode, kind of looking ahead over the next few months, with so much. This is going to be the year of the action / superhero movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and I think maybe this is me overthinking it, but I think it's part and parcel to the fact that if the world ever does sort of come out of the grips of this pandemic, I think that's what studios perhaps are thinking will draw people. So some good action, some good superhero type stuff. But and as I looked at the poster I put together for this episode, I thought, man, that was like really genre heavy unintentionally. But if I'm looking for a particular movie, I have to say that the easy answer for me, if it does really release when it's supposed to, is going to be the long-awaited sequel to Top Gun Maverick. So that's the one that I keep thinking to myself, is this ever going to come out?
Well, and you mentioned that we did this in 2020, and it's our fault. Like the whole thing is our fault.
Didn't we talk about it?
Yes. Top Gun was one of the movies that we were like, oh, coming in the summer, Top Gun's coming. Who's not excited for that? So, I mean,
and here we are.
Literally, there's like a half dozen movies that we talked about in 2020 that we can be talking about this time around.
Today, this time around, yeah, no kidding. Well, let's jump in, like you said, month to month, and just kind of highlight a couple. I'm kind of using, for those who might be wondering, I'm using movieinsider.com. They have a great list of releases from all kinds of studios. Yeah. And right off the bat, I do want to mention a release that's going to be coming out this week because I am excited about it because I am a huge fan of action films, as you know. And it's the movie called The 355 or The 355. So right off the bat this week, we get right out of the chute. One of the first releases I'm curious about this week or about this year. Paul, any quick thoughts on your view of that film?
I'll be seeing it. That's my
yeah.
It's a spy.
We'll be talking about it.
It's a spy movie, like so. It's different because it's all female spies, and so that's like awesome because Atomic Blonde, set the bar on those though. So if you're gonna top Atomic Blonde, you got to come out swinging. So we'll see how it does. Yeah, I'm excited. I will be there.
Yeah, the cast is really great. I love Jessica Chastain. Lupita Nyong'o is listed as well. Penelope Cruz, Marion Cotillard, and Sebastian Stan is going to make an appearance. So, but I'm excited for that film and looking forward to catching it this week as that sort of jumpstarts our look at 2022. Are you at all a fan of the Scream franchise? Because there's going to be an entry this year.
Not even a little. Like,
same.
I saw the first one and I was like, okay. And then the second one and I was like, yeah. And then like they made 27 more and I was totally like, you've gone way beyond my ability to care. And I'm not. Like, just because Scream came out of the 90s, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to go see it. No, I'm not. Just.
Yeah. I bring it up simply because it's such a recognizable franchise, and I believe this is a reboot that is going to be happening. So that is also part of the January release. Anything you're looking forward to that you would want us to mention, Paul, in January?
So Cyrano was supposed to come at the end of December, but now it's coming out at the end of January. And that's from the dude who made Pride and Prejudice and Anna Karenina, to name just a couple.
Yeah.
And I like his stuff. It's not always great. Like, he doesn't bat 100, or 1,000, but he certainly bats at least 300, and that's good enough for baseball. So, and movies. And look, it's got Peter Dinklage. I'm in, and it's a musical, so I'm doubly in. I'm ready. I'm gonna do it.
It's I'm teetering on not because of musical, but I know I'm gonna watch it because I am a huge Peter Dinklage fan. And hey, Cyrano is a classic story, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. So, would you say then that with as many films as I see listed here, that for the mainstream fan, movies in January are quite thin?
Well, I think the mainstream fan is going to be super excited about Scream.
Okay, gotcha.
I am not the target audience. I think there is a super large target audience for that, though. And I hope people go see it in theaters because support your local movie theater. But, as far as streamers are concerned, The Tender Bar comes out this week also, which is the Clooney movie with the pretty boy. What's his name? Ben Affleck.
Yes, Ben Affleck.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that as a streamer, and I'll get to see the Macbeth. Although I could have seen it in a theater, but it's like the theaters that I'd have to go to are kind of far away from me, so I'm just like,
yeah,
I'll just wait until
it's finally in San Antonio, and I don't know what the release time is, but I'm hoping to get that in because I would love it if we could maybe talk about it next week. So my hope is to get to catch it here in town. But it was on 2 screens in 2 different theaters in this entire town. So
yeah, see, and that's the tough thing. So that's why, it was similar for me. So that's why, honestly, I mean, it's slated for the week of the 14th for
gotcha.
Apple Plus. And that's probably where I'm going to just. I just
we may have to.
Yeah.
Good point.
I definitely will want to talk about that one. But
excellent.
Yeah, otherwise, I agree. January is a little light.
February lands with a silly action movie that I'm looking forward to. I'm going to guess that you're probably not, but I could be wrong. It's a movie called Moonfall.
What?
Moonfall?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay. Oh, you're in. Okay.
Seriously, I was like, when is that coming out? Because if it's coming out in like April,
the 4th,
I'm good. Yeah, I know. I see it.
Gotcha.
But I was even considering this would be a fun movie to just fly out to Texas and be like, hey, Sergio, we're going to go see fucking.
Hey, I would not say no.
Because I'm telling you that it's an Emmerich movie, so it's it's gonna be as ridiculous as all of his other crap. If not more so. I mean, I'll be honest with you. So I believe San Andreas is the one with John Cusack. Is that right? No, which one?
2012 is John Cusack.
So they have that ridiculous scene at the with the airplane in 2012, and it looks like this has an equally ridiculous scene in the trailer where the car jumps and then lands another segment of pavement that is breaking away from the earth and lands on, and then who knows where it goes from there, but it's gonna be stupid, and I enjoy it. It's
that excites me because I sometimes forget that you are into sort of the over the top action films.
Yes.
So Moonfall comes out February 4th, the same weekend that we get Jackass Forever.
I'm there.
I'll let you talk about it.
I am just here to tell you that every time the trailer plays in the movie theater and they show the guy ride the bicycle into the forced perspective painting, every single time I laugh hysterically, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right, I gotta go see this. And my son has seen it a couple times, and he laughs during the whole thing too. So I think I'll have a movie buddy for that one. So
well, that's good. Jackass Forever the same weekend as Moonfall, February 4th. We'll be looking forward to those releases. February continues with Kenneth Branagh, February 11th, releasing Death on the Nile. I'm very excited about this movie, Paul.
The follow-up to the Orient Express, and big time excited for that.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh seems to be on a well, I don't know about a roll because Belfast, but he's back to making films. He's back to being, present. And this one is it looks amazing. The trailers that I've seen, I'm so there because this is so my wheelhouse. And so I'll be excited for Death on the Nile on February 11th in theaters near us. Let's see. What else is jumping out at me in February?
Liam Neeson the same day. Liam Neeson has another action movie coming out. Now,
okay.
Yeah, and I haven't seen anything about this one. I haven't seen anything about this one, but it's Liam Neeson. So it could be as good as Taken, or maybe as bad as, what was it, Wolf, or whatever
the Gray.
The Gray,
yeah. But hey, we know it. Liam Neeson, man, what a tale of two careers. I mean, such a diverse, well, now mainly action figure, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, still in February, the 18th, I'm looking forward to Uncharted.
Okay.
Simply because of the cast and because, again, it's an action film. Mark Wahlberg, Tom Holland, based on, I believe is it a game?
Is it a game? I don't know.
I forget the basis of it. It's based on it's a prequel storyline for a game, and so that looks pretty fun. And I'll be looking forward to that.
Sure. I think that's yeah, but like February comes in swinging though. Like those first 2 weeks are just like jam packed.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to bring this up. Mark Rylance is an all-time favorite actor of mine. I don't think he gets enough credit, and I'm looking forward to The Outfit, February 25th. The previews look amazing. He's so underappreciated.
Oh yeah,
as an actor.
I know what that one is. Yes. Yeah. That looks.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, that could be really good.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my big February. Looking forward to. Rylance was just amazing recently in Don't Look Up.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to seeing more of his work as his career moves forward. So
yeah.
February's looking good. We get to March, and the big one, of course, is the Batman. Yes. And so I think we've agreed that this is going to be one we're looking forward to. I mean, for what it is.
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to not talk about it, right?
We talked about this when last week when we were talking about, or two or 3 weeks ago when we were talking about Spider-Man.
Right.
Which is that I'm going to go.
Yeah. We have to.
I love the Riddler. He's my favorite. It's just God. At some point, stop it. Like, just at some point, enough. You give us like 10 years to actually want another Batman.
Right.
You know, like, give us some time to be like, okay, you know, maybe we do need another Batman movie because it's been long enough and the last one didn't work. Rather than, oh, the last one didn't work, here's another. Forget about that, you know?
Another spin. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. I know when this movie was first spoken of, I shook my head and was like, just, it's not, like you're saying, it's just not time for one. How many different versions of the story do we need to see? I'm in it more so for the simple fact that others will have watched it and are going to talk about it, and so we're going to weigh in as well. I am looking forward to it more so every time I see a new trailer come out, but it's going to be purely popcorn moment. It's time to see the movie because it's here.
I've got to share a comment from our friend Blair.
Sure.
It's called Batman again. I have a funny story about the second, the you know, way back when, the second Batman movie. So I don't remember which one it was called, but it's the one with Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer. And I'd been working in a movie theater for about a month, maybe less, when that movie came out. And the movie theater we were at, we weren't allowed to go see movies at that theater on like Friday and Saturday nights or something. And that movie theater, it was back in the day when some movie theaters didn't get movie theaters didn't get every movie. It would be like, it was, you know, 6 screens. So there was another 6 screen place across town. So you'd either go, you know, the movies would be in that place or your place. You know, it wasn't like you get everything, you know. And we didn't have the Batman, or we didn't have, you know, Batman Returns, whatever it was called. And so my family and I, we just went to a different theater to go see it. And randomly, Blair, who I had known for a month because I met him working at that movie theater, was at that same showing, just completely randomly with a group of his friends. And at the end of the movie, he stands up and just gives the screen a middle finger. So I don't know if that means he's, you know, out on Batman movies entirely. I know he didn't enjoy the Tim Burton work, but yeah, that's.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
And surely you're also looking forward to Downton Abbey: A New Era.
Oh, sure. You know. You skipped one though. Pixar
did I?
Turning Red. Yes.
Oh, that's right. Duh. Okay. I even had it highlighted.
I am in for Pixar's Turning Red. Why? Because it's Pixar.
Because it's Pixar.
I'm unabashed. I'm easy. Like, you know. But this one's interesting. It's about a little. I think she's Chinese. She might be Korean. You know, an Asian girl who can turn into a giant red panda. So I think she's Chinese. Anywho's, yeah, it'll be fun.
There you go.
Because it's Pixar.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
All right. Sony Pictures weighs in April. On April 1st, Morbius is going to be released.
Delayed.
And again, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. It was supposed to be end of January, but they delayed it because they were like, we don't want to cannibalize Spider-Man because it's still #1 in theaters. So let's just keep rolling with that.
It's a good decision to push it out. And within the same week of that movie coming out, you get Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which I don't care about. So
no, yeah. This is, I'm telling you, April is tough until you like. I'll be there for Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. You know, because I'm a sucker. And
sure.
I buy it and I eat it up, and it's fine. I will feast on the Harry Potter, but
sure,
the big one in April for me.
I know what you're gonna say.
Okay, you say it then.
You're gonna say The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
No.
Nicolas Cage, come on, man.
Although, I mean, I guess that's okay. If it's if it's on streamers right away.
I'm teasing. I think you're gonna say The Northman.
I am going to say The Northman.
Yeah, that
looks badass, and it's from the dude who made The Lighthouse, which was my very first ever. What the hell did I just watch?
Yeah,
and so I'm in. Like, yeah, definitely. Yes.
I look at that and I go, this is my wheelhouse of films, and I'm really excited that you're excited because not that it has any potential of becoming the 13th Warrior, but these types of films are always risky in that regard because a lot of it is spectacle. Will it really have a strong story and really draw us in? And given what I've seen and read about it so far, I'm all in. And quick piggyback on your Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. I'm just very pleased that not only is it coming out in April, but it's coming out on my birthday. So
happy birthday!
Yeah. So The Northman I think is the big one. Really, truly the big one for me in April. So.
May, we're going to talk about 2 movies and 2 movies only.
Please go for it.
Okay. So the first week of May, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Easy.
I mean, honestly, we've talked enough about Marvel and stuff. We don't need to go into that.
Right.
So we'll just skip right into Top Gun Maverick.
Right.
So this
if it happens.
This is the one delayed 2 years. Should have been coming out the summer of 2000. Or it feels like the summer of 2000, summer of 2020.
Yep.
And then for unknown reasons, they delayed it from the summer of 2021. I mean, not entirely unknown reasons. They wanted to be able to do it just as a single, a only theater release, and the summer was still a little. Black Widow didn't do quite what they wanted, so they were like, we're gonna. It was basically delayed right as as soon as Black Widow results were in. It's like, okay, yeah, we're gone. We're out. So I care less. I'm going to be honest with you. The wait has made me care less.
I really was waiting for you to say something like that because I thought to myself, I can't be the only one feeling this way. I'm excited about it. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, there's this part of me that's like, will it really now live up?
It can't. You can't.
Sure.
And they haven't given us anything new. I'm sure they'll give us another new, different, better trailer in another, 3 months or so. But it's like right now, it's just not even in my top 10 of stuff that I'm looking forward to just because of how long I've been waiting for it. It's just like,
I get that.
I'm excited about it, but not like
we were.
Yeah, I was really stoked in 2020. I was stoked in 2020, but now I'm just kind of like,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wanting it to land finally. Are you at all a Bob's Burgers fan?
No,
okay. No. Yeah, I have seen enough episodes for me to be, I would say, sort of a slight fan. They are funny. They're very funny. And I'm sure I'm going to watch. Say again?
Does it translate to movie?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'm going to check it out when it releases that same week as supposedly Top Gun. So we'll see. And then we can decide which one was better. All right, we get to June, and right off the bat, June 10th, Jurassic World Dominion. Are you a fan of the overall franchise? Are you looking forward to this one?
So my favorite Jurassic Park movie, I'm not even gonna lie, it was the reboot with Star-Lord. So
Okay.
That's my favorite Jurassic Park movie.
All right.
Even better than the original. When the original came out, I was kind of like poo-pooing action movies, and I rewatch it, and it's like, okay, this is fine. It's fine. I'd rather rewatch Independence Day if I'm going back to a 90s ridiculous action movie. I wouldn't put it in, if I'm doing a Spielberg top 10, Jurassic Park's just not even itching that's my top 10 list.
Gotcha.
For Spielberg. So, I loved Jurassic World. Like, I loved it. And because of how dumb, and they just went all in, and we're just like, we're going dumb over the top. And I was like, okay, good. This is better. Like, don't try to be serious or anything. Just be dumb over the top, and it's good.
Yeah. I have to be honest and say that the last one I saw was Jurassic World Star-Lord, and I didn't see the one that followed. So, but it's there, and it opens up June for us, right before we get what I have already jokingly said and kind of seriously, do we need an origin story for a toy? As June 17th sees the release of Lightyear.
I'm just going to go ahead and answer that question for you. We do not. This is not a movie we need, but we're getting it. And so, okay,
I have issues with what it does to the overall Toy Story story,
But it's not. So, it's important, though, because it is not part of Toy Story. It is just
right.
The idea being that, like, here's what this character Buzz Lightyear, the commercial from the original movie is really what this is. It's like Buzz Lightyear, and
right.
It has to be campy. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, there's two ways they can go on this, and they can be serious or they can be campy. And by God, if they don't make it campy, I don't know that it's gonna work. But they're Pixar, so I'm not gonna doubt them. I trust that they'll do right by everything that they need to do. So,
gotcha. Tom Hanks does have an entry that month with a movie called Elvis.
Yeah.
I'm again, Tom Hanks is almost always a surefire. So I've not heard anything of it other than what I saw today. And so I will look forward to seeing more in terms of trailers or information, because Elvis, come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, July brings us a couple of things that we're looking forward to. I know Thor: Love and Thunder is one that, of course, it's a Marvel product. Minions has its latest entry with the rise of Gru, but I'm looking forward to a movie called Nope.
Yeah.
Appeal. Yeah, so much of his work is so phenomenal that I love the Mysterious poster. It made it onto our teaser poster for today.
I saw that.
And so I think so far, even with Black Adam coming out that month, Nope is the one I'm looking forward to 100%.
It's funny that you look forward to a movie that nobody knows a damn thing about.
Right. Because you appreciate the artist, or the creator of it.
Yep.
And so
Get Out and Us were both fantastic.
Brilliant.
Us is a little harder to connect with, but Get Out is just oof.
It's heavy and it's good, and it's rewatchable. I don't know if you feel the same, but that's what I love about his work. It's very rewatchable.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. In August.
I do want to bring up, for the DC fans, we do have Black Adam coming out at the end of the month.
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
DC did well with Shazam. So, I think, maybe they'll do well with Black Adam, because they're just, maybe that's what you need to do, is just have absolutely no expectations and take something that is, a minor part, minor side note to your greater universe, and make a movie, and then they'll succeed. So we'll see.
Gotcha. Yeah, and just I think for those who may have joined late, we're not saying that we're going to skip all these other movies. We're just highlighting the ones that we know some about. But I'm sure that as the year passes, we'll discover things like we always do, Paul, that are going to make our list of things we're going to talk about on the show. So
And but I want to preface that also by saying we are officially in. I haven't heard of like barely any of these movies. Like
right, yeah.
Like for a couple months, we're like all of August.
I no clue.
I looked at all of these titles and I'm like, I think I've heard of Beast before, but I'm not sure what it is. And I was like, okay, it's got Idris Elba, so that's how I probably just heard in passing, oh, his next movie is going to be Beast or something. But is there any on there that you've?
No, not in the month of August. I was like, okay, I guess we're going to be off. I'm kidding. Yeah. But no, who knows? By the time we get to that month, we'll know more. I love that the list here on Movie Insider includes Untitled Disney live action August 2022 film. So we'll see.
Yeah.
September rolls around, and while the big release there is going to be at the end of the month, Mission Impossible 7, I do see something that I literally heard about yesterday for the first time.
Oh.
And I'm curious only because of the fact that I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I loved the old Salem's Lot.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do in this remake of that particular book. And so Salem's Lot does release on September 9th. I don't know anything about it other than it's a thing. And yeah, I don't even recognize the cast at this point, but hey, vampires, Stephen King, what can you do? So are you all in on the Mission Impossible franchise and looking forward to a 7th installment?
I'm certain that I've had this conversation of how all in I love You're the one that doesn't.
Except you hate 2, which I don't understand.
I hate 2. I don't. It's complete. Like it's just such nonsense that it's such a retread of something. And no, Beast is not like the X-Men Beast. It's just unrelated, but it's called Beast. Yeah, no, 2 is blah.
We talked about this franchise in the 100th episode, and so but hey, I literally, I told you before we started tonight that I literally started Mission Impossible, the first film today. Gonna run through them. Maybe I should have waited, but I'm just in that mode of like I want to go through a series of movies.
Do it, and then basically 1, 2, and then 3 comes on, and then you wake up and you're like, oh my god, these are really good. So
man.
3 on, fantastic.
Are you saying that Mission Impossible 2 is the 13th warrior of the series?
That is being nice. That is being nice. I flat out.
You really do hate this movie.
I flat out dislike the second one because of just how unoriginal and uninspired it is. It is just so redundant.
It's the beginning of morose Ethan Hunt.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is. That's where you start to see that sort of arc that this character goes on. For pretty much through I think the 5th film, I would say. Then he starts to kind of pick up. But all right, so we get to October, and I must admit, before I say the release of October 7th, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I need to see the first film. Still, I know. Maybe I'll pause Mission Impossible.
Don't make me bring back movie assignments and make you watch.
we might have to. No, it's not that I don't want to. It's just that I always forget that it needs to be watched. I don't know why, but yeah. So I need to, because I've heard so much great stuff about the first film that I'm looking forward to this one, especially because the official tagline now includes the words Part 1, and so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I can tell you're excited.
I mean, yes. I am 100% excited about this, and I mean, best anime. Honestly, like I feel bad because like Pixar has 2 movies coming out, and it's like, well, sorry, best animated movie is going to go to best the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse because it's going to be fantastic because they have the same people making it. So,
all right, well, I commit to seeing it before the end of this month so that we can talk about it briefly on the show. Let's see. That month also includes Halloween Ends, the supposed final installment of that series. If you go and include just the ones that are said to belong canon. And then there's a movie called Ticket to Paradise, which is the Eddie Money story. I'm kidding. That's not what it's about.
It's George Clooney and Julia Roberts. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I would rather have the Eddie Money story. So rest in peace, Eddie Money. But I have to say this because when he passed, rest his soul, because I am a fan of his music. The joke with my wife and I for years, I'm talking the decades I've known her, was always, it's not Eddie Money, it's Eddie Mahoney. And it was just a joke. And then he passed, and I read his obituary, and his actual name is Eddie Mahoney. And now you know that. Now you know that. So, all right. That brings us to November.
Yeah.
The Flash. I didn't even realize there was going to be a film.
That's fine.
But we get what is to be the biggest part of that month, which is Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Paul, I'm in on the Marvel stuff. You know this. I'm looking forward to the multiverse and so forth. Okay, we've said all that thousands of times, but here's the thing. I'm not sure how to feel about this film.
Okay.
Because maybe it's a good thing that I don't know what to expect at all. Will we get more between now and then? Probably. But I definitely am looking forward to seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, what could it possibly be? Like, what's the story going to be? And so, I reserve my excitement, but I loved the first installment so much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I, still, my heart still hurts, with the loss of... Say again?
Is Coogler?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
See, I thought so.
And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this film tremendously. I just don't. I can't get excited until it's time.
It's okay. You've got time. You've got several months. You've got 10 months before.
10 months. Exactly. You got to eat well. Does Creed 3 do anything for you?
No.
Because that's November 23rd.
I haven't seen the first two.
Oh, well, there you go. Have you seen Rocky 4?
Yes, I did see Rocky 4.
Then you've seen Creed 2. So, December. Okay. December is a mixed bag because, Aquaman, great. Yeah, I'm going to go see it. Fantastic. But say again?
Who's going to budge?
I don't know.
Because somebody's got... I don't
know. Yeah, because that same weekend, Avatar 2.
Yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, you make me choose? I'm going to Avatar.
Oh, I'm going to Avatar twice before... I'm going to see Avatar twice in theaters before I go see...
Yeah, exactly. I'm very surprised. And I think you're right. Someone's going to switch. Yeah. And it better not be Avatar.
Someone has to budge because that...
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. We got a Super Mario Brothers movie coming up the weekend after that.
I'll let you talk about that.
What's that?
I'll let you talk about that.
Why?
Oh, is that your comment?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
It's got to be, first of all, it's got to be animated, right? Like, it's got
let me see. No, I think it's live action. Hold on. Let me, I could be wrong. Yeah. Don't let me say. I mean, it stars Chris Pratt.
Illumination. It's Illumination. It's from the Illumination group, so it is animated.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is animated. Okay. So, I know nothing.
Maybe. I don't know. There was something that you skipped in November, though. I do.
Oh, please take me back.
Steven Spielberg has a movie, The Fabelmans. So,
you're right to bring it up. It's going to be heading towards award season, but it ain't doing much for me. So,
why would you say that?
Have you read what it's about?
I mean, it's semi-autobiographical.
On Steven Spielberg. What was the last movie that we watched that was semi-autobiographical and we were like, yawn?
Oh, well, I mean, are we talking about Belfast?
Yes. Well, that just doesn't give me hope for what, give me a year and I'll tell you how I feel about it as it approaches.
Spielberg, though.
Yeah, I know. Again, big fan, but do I want to know about his life? I don't know. Again, this is Sergio 12 months before.
Okay.
During that month, I'm gonna be like, "Oh my God, Paul."
Yeah. Let's see a trailer for some of these before we.
Sure. Oh yeah, exactly. From August forward.
Honestly, and I'm not even kidding, for the second half of the year, the thing I'm most excited for is who's going to budge and when will they budge for the December 16th. That is by far the most interesting thing going on
I agree.
In movies in the second half of 2022.
I agree tremendously.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. So much to look forward to. And again, we hit the ground running next week. Well, this week. And for next week's shows, we're going to be watching the 355.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it next week. But yeah. So what we want to know from you out there listening is, what movies are you looking forward to? You can let us know by stopping by our social media. You can find us on Facebook. Just look for the show Real to Real Talk, and on any of our posts there, start to share with us or just post what are you looking forward to this year, and tell us why. You can also find us on Instagram, see all of our show posters for past episodes at Real to Real Talk. And for those of you watching on YouTube, Blair, shout out, thank you for being with us. And others, we ask that you please remember to click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, so that if you miss our live episode, you know when the episode posts. So we thank you so much for joining us week to week as we excitedly get into 2022 and really start to, get on a roll with all the things we'll talk about this year. We're also going to be doing some special guest spots beginning next week. We will be joined by our friend Kristen Smith as we will be talking about a movie called Drive My Car. More details on that to come. But if you have a film that you want to talk about, just reach out to us through our social media, and who knows, maybe we'll invite you to join us and we will talk movies together. That brings us to this week's segment that we love to call What the Hell Did I Just Watch? Paul, take it away. I am curious.
So for the first one in 2022, I wanted it to be special.
Okay.
I wanted to just be like, this is what this segment's all about. Open you guys up to movies that you may have not have even heard about, but it'd be interesting. So two of my favorite What the Hell Did I Just Watch came from a director named Lars von Trier. And I believe he's from Denmark. I believe that's right. Danish. So yes, he is from Denmark. And the two movies that I did before of his were The House That Jack Built, which was by far one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen.
I remember.
Yeah, just absolutely disturbing, but so well made. Like the way it was crafted, it just totally worked, and I really enjoyed it.
This was Joaquin Phoenix, if I remember correctly.
No, not Joaquin Phoenix. It's Matt Dillon.
That's right. Yeah. Because I mixed those two up. I'm kidding.
Right. That's okay. And Melancholia was the other one that stars Kirsten Dunst and was just gut-wrenching, amazing, super good. Okay. I highly recommend that one. The third one in my Lars von Trier exploration is Antichrist. Now, so let's go back to 2009 Cannes Film Festival.
Yep.
People literally booed the screen, walked out.
I know this story. Yes.
Just obliterated this movie, and so obviously, I'm the director fits the genre of What the Hell Did I Just Watch, and people from Cannes who just gave the Palme d'Or to Titane were booing and walking out, and this one. Whew, what the hell did I just watch? So the premise on this movie is there's a couple,
okay,
a therapist and his wife who is a stay-at-home mom, but was all potential like a doctoral candidate for women's studies, maybe. It's not clear exactly what she is a doctoral candidate for. They have a son who falls out the window while they're having sex and dies. And so the mother clearly takes this very badly, and the therapist dad puts it upon himself to fix his wife. So he decides she needs immersion therapy. Let's take her to the thing that just triggers her negative emotions, and she says, it's nature. I can't even think about being outside right now. And so she's like, well, let's go to the cabin where you last worked on your doctoral thesis. And things go very downhill from there. And he finds the attic. And let me tell you, people, one of the things I know from What the Hell Did I Just Watch is stay away from attics and basements. Just those are places closets, just rooms in buildings that are infrequently visited. Those are the places you need to avoid. And unfortunately, Willem Dafoe finds the work that his wife had been doing on her doctoral thesis in the attic. And things unravel from there. So his concern was the death of their son was driving him crazy or her crazy. And rest assured, everybody, it was happening long before the death of her son. And we find this out in the most horrific of ways, and it's just, I know why people walked out. There's a point in the movie where it's just like, if you can actually sit there and watch, there's a scene in the movie, like, so she starts to torture him and herself. And if you can watch that scene, you're a better person than I, or maybe not a better person, maybe like a stronger, I don't know. There's
a higher threshold for.
There is something different from you and me, because I couldn't watch. I just had to close my eyes. I literally closed my eyes and just waited for sounds to get to where I thought, okay, I could visually take this again, because I could not take it. It's a beautifully made movie. I really, really like Lars von Trier's style. He has a style. He definitely has a visual style that you see. I've seen in all three of the movies that I've seen from him now. I want to see other movies of it. This one though was oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Oofa. Oofa.
Yeah. I remember the reaction. I've not seen the film, but I do recall, the year that it was at Cannes, that it got that, I whenever Cannes are on, I try to sort of get I like reading articles about audience response, and this was, as soon as you said the title, I'm like, that rings a real big bell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
So I think I'll avoid it.
Hey, look, we at Real to Real Talk are all about people going and watching movies, but this one comes with a huge red flag of go watch The House That Jack Built. If you can't get through The House That Jack Built,
you're not going to make it through this.
Actually, start with Melancholia. If you're okay with Melancholia, make it through, then go to House That Jack Built. And if you can make it through to House Jack Built, then maybe go on to Antichrist. But if at any point you're like, I gotta bail on Melancholia or I gotta bail on the House Jack Built, don't. Just don't, because it gets worse. Wow. It gets worse.
Yeah. All right. Well, good old Lars von Trier's. Well, Paul, I don't even know how to sum this up other than to say thank you. And we always look forward to the weirdness you bring us. Yeah. So no on Inhuman Witch?
I'm sorry?
I said, is it a no on Inhuman Witch? That I said to earlier. It's a monster sloppy Joe sandwich. Come on, man.
It's not a no, but it's definitely like
maybe later in the year.
Yeah, let me extend or get through some of the other ones that are on my list. I'll put on the list, but it's.
I wish I had thought to put an image up that I could screen share right now, because if you guys could just see this movie poster I sent to Paul earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't even. Were there any words to what I sent you, or was it just the? And I knew your response would be.
Yeah, here's the thing: is that it's more of like it looks like it's like a fan film more than like somebody had $20,000 and they were just like, hey, I have this dumb idea for a movie, and I on IMDb.
And I'll tell you that the only reason I sent it to you was because I was going through my Prime list, not my Prime list, but Prime, and I was like, what is this?
That is on Prime. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's in the archives.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Well, thank you, Paul, once again for always entertaining us with your What the Hell Did I Just Watch segments. We look forward to them week after week, just like we look forward to all the crazy things that we talk about every single episode. So it's been fun looking forward to 2022. We have a lot to talk about next week. We'll talk 355. Are there any other films, Paul, you're looking forward to talking about next week?
No, but this week I'm looking forward to talking about The Lost Daughter. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're not done with the show. We're going to talk about... Thank you, Paul. I was about to start wrapping up. Yes, our real quick review this week is The Lost Daughter, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, starring Olivia Colman, and available on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Did I get that right?
Yep, it is Netflix.
Okay, let me start by saying I am a huge Olivia Colman fan.
Who's not?
Right. Oh man, I struggled with this film, Paul. I've read, after watching and forming my own thoughts, I read a lot of reviews because I wanted to understand what is it I'm missing sometimes when it comes to films of this type, because it has such fantastically amazing reviews. People love it. Critics love this film. And while I can say it's well directed,
yes,
beautifully shot, well acted,
yes.
You know, I'm dying to hear what you think.
It leaves, like, look, it's kind of funny that I did Antichrist for this because it's literally like a double feature of people who will never win Mother of the Year.
Right. Absolutely.
And The Lost Daughter. It leaves you feeling empty. And that's the point. But that's the movie. Like, that's the movie. And it's not an accident, and it's not a shortcoming of the movie. It's just, look, not every response that you get from a movie is going to be happy-go-lucky, and it's what you're more used to from movies like this is feeling maybe despair or feeling sad. It's just empty. It's just there's nothing. There's just nothing, and
Did you have? But here's the thing: did you have any sympathy for this character?
I don't think we're supposed to.
I think we're supposed to wonder what her end is, but again, I don't want to give too much away. But I will say this: that when it was all said and done, and I love your comment about no one's going to win Mother of the Year. It's one of those films that has this sort. How they have this vague ending that you're supposed to do something with, and unfortunately. What I came away with it was like, I don't care,
I'm intrigued. What about the ending was vague?
Whether or not, are we supposed to think? I guess it's what I struggled with in terms of it being vague was, is this trying for something like, are we? I don't want to give too much away, but are we supposed to believe that she survived? Or are we supposed to believe that this is because of the stupid orange? Is this afterlife? It's like, what are we supposed to do with this? Because the phone call, I don't think means as much as people want it to mean.
Well, hold on now. Are you saying that you've read reviews where, like, they say, "Oh, this is the end is her afterlife"?
More than a few.
Really?
More than a few.
Wow.
And listen, I was already thinking that, so that when I read reviews and articles, I thought, okay, good. It's not just me that is wondering.
I didn't get that at all.
Okay, and it's the orange, dude. Listen, the film itself. As slow paced as it was, I gutted through because I love Olivia Colman.
Sure.
Her work is fantastic. She's wonderful in this film.
You know who's better in this movie than Olivia Colman?
Tell me.
Jessie Buckley.
Young
Leda.
Yeah.
Young Leda.
Absolutely. And is that not who we saw in we reviewed it way back when? Thank you.
Yes.
She's amazing.
She is so good in this.
I wanted more of. I wanted even more like that. That was a film right there.
Yes, she makes this movie. Like,
yes,
I love Olivia Colman. Give me Jessie Black.
I agree.
Over and over and over and over. If that performance as young Lita isn't as good as Jessie Buckley puts in, this movie doesn't work on any level.
It falls apart even more so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I'm back in that same place I was a week ago. I know I'm watching a good film, but I come out of it feeling like, what am I missing that I'm not looking at this through the right lens? Because I didn't enjoy it as much,
I'm having mixed emotions now because I am annoyed that people are thinking this is about the afterlife because that's annoying to me. Like, no, why?
Well, okay, but you don't wonder at all whether or not she survived the event at the end?
Oh, I mean, but that's not like that.
You saw how big that thing was.
That happened so far after the orange.
No. The very end of the film.
Right, I understand. Correct. I took it at face value. I took it at face value. I didn't give it any thought that, I didn't give it any more thought than what, because the entire movie, you're taking things like this isn't a movie that asks you to make a leap at any.
And the only reason I disagree is because of where we start the film. We start the film at the kind of end.
Did we?
Remember the opening scene? She's walking out of the house. She's obviously wounded, and she collapses.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And then the movie begins.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the friggin' movie. I don't remember that from the beginning. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. Jeez Louise. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, dang it, I gotta go back and watch it.
but
yeah.
Well acted.
Yeah.
Very slow at times. I think what it suffered from is Olivia Colman's scenes were all basically the same level. Whereas Jessie Buckley took us through these sort of waves. And there's some very interesting but interesting sort of examination of her life previous or, younger with Peter Sarsgaard, the great exchanges. I mean, there's a lot that's great about this film, but in my overall enjoyment of it, it was like, golly, like I wanted to really, really be impressed more by this movie. And so maybe I'm just not looking at it from the right film lens.
I'm so annoyed with myself now that I have to go back and watch the beginning.
Hey, well, then do me a favor. Let's revisit this for a few minutes next week because I'm really wanting to hear your take on this, and I'd love for us to do it on air. So it'll be something to look forward to. But now, does this affect your wanting to rate it? Because we can carry over to next week.
No.
Give it okay, all right.
No, I mean, I'm going to rate it based off of what
your initial experience. Okay.
Yeah, my initial experience with
that's cool. So, if you don't mind, I'll weigh in with mine. Right. I have to be fair to the film, to the creative force behind it, and all that went into it. As a film, it's 4 tacos.
Okay.
As per my enjoyment, yes. I wouldn't revisit it.
No.
But I can't deny that it's a fine film. And so 4 tacos, despite my overall sense and feeling about this film.
Yeah. So I'm also going to just stick with the 4 tacos. And honestly, it's because of Jessie Buck. It's because
strong performance.
She is so good. And I mean, and it's interesting because I didn't connect. I clearly missed something with the first scene, and I didn't make it. So, like, I took everything that happens in the movie at face value, and as that, it's just look, it's a character study. It's a classic movie. It's just a character study, and regrets. Like, I know people say no regrets, but regret is a real thing, and I don't think it's bad to have a movie that just makes you at the end of the movie be like, oh, like, yeesh, that. and you, it's so tough. Like it like really forces you to look at yourself and be like, can I really realistically judge this person? Can I can I rightfully look and say this is what I would do in this situation? You know, oof, yeah. I mean, it's tough. It is.
Yeah,
it's a tough hang.
It is. But I really do want to tell people, check it out. I mean,
Please.
make your own decision.
For sure.
You know, when we look at a film of this type, you know, and it does make you think. It's just one of those things where, you know, you can't miss a second of this movie, because I'll admit to you, Paul, that there was a point where I had to go backwards, and thankfully I could, because I missed a key moment. It was like, if it was a few minutes after, but I was like, I'll say this without giving anything away. I almost missed the detail of the doll, which would have been tragic.
Yeah.
For my understanding of the film.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you really got to stick with this film from the beginning and really, really pay attention. So, you know, fair warning to those out there who haven't seen it. So check it out. You can find it on Netflix.
Watch the first 10 seconds or it's not.
Right. Yes. So you can find The Lost Daughter on Netflix. Make sure you check it out. Tell us your thoughts. Paul, I look forward to more of these types of conversations, because one of the things I'm trying to do this year is really, you know, not change my view of film watching. Like, I watch, we've talked about this before. I have the lens of the popcorn eating, soda slurping, movie watcher. You know, you have a lot more in the way of understanding the film and creativity and so forth behind, you know, filmmaking. But I really do want to understand what critics like, because there have been so many films that we've talked about that critics rave about. And I'm just really trying to learn, what am I looking at that I'm not looking at, or what am I missing that I need to look at? And so it's going to be an interesting year of watching films.
Yeah. Good. And, you know, in the case, what I would say about The Lost Daughter is that this is an instance where the film is the performances, and that's what they're looking at. Like, they're just looking at, you know, how are these performances bringing these characters to fruition, and you know, bringing their stories onto the screen. So that's my thinking on it.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, my thinking on everything regarding the Real to Real Talk is I'm looking forward to next week. So, Paul, have a great week. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me here to talk movies week to week. For those of you out there, we thank you for joining us. Make sure you check out our Facebook, our Instagram, and also on YouTube. Don't forget, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the notification bell. We appreciate all of you. We really, really look forward in 2022 to talking to more friends of the show as they make appearances here and there. And we just hope that you have a fun movie watching experience yourself. In the meantime, don't forget, you are awesome. You're amazing. And the world's a better place because you are in it. Happy 2022, everybody.